Welcome to Travel Secrets with me, Tanya Rose, the podcast sharing wisdom for fellow travellers. Each week, I ask my guests to reveal their 6 travel secrets and the holidays and adventures that surround them. I would just like to say thank you to Mason Rose, the sales and communication agency that represents some of the finest hotels around the world, for partnering with Travel Secrets, the podcast. Today, my guest is the lovely Ellie Bamber, famed for so many of her roles, from the Serpent to up-and-coming Kate Moss, chosen by Kate herself. How exciting. And Les Mis with the wonderful Dominic West, who's also been on the podcast. I cannot wait to hear your travel secrets. Welcome, lovely Ellie.
Thank you. I'm so excited to chat about travelling.
Before we actually get into the travel secrets, perhaps you can just tell us a bit about yourself and how travel has impacted the person that you've become.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am from a place called Finchampstead, which is near Windsor. And I think that I always kind of knew from quite a young age that I wanted to travel, because I had a strong sense at a young age that I wanted to go and live in London. So it was immediately like I kind of wanted to move somewhere and go somewhere. And then I think really amazingly with work, I get the privilege of actually traveling around the world. And that's one of the things about my job that I enjoy really greatly, because I actually get to experience living in different places each time I work somewhere. Because, you know, even if it's 3 or 4 months, to me, that feels like I'm living there and I'm getting to experience the place in a different way. So yeah, travel means a lot to me. And, you know, it's something that I think is the best experience that you can have with friends and family, and to kind of make lasting memories that, you know, you treasure.
And you went straight from school into acting, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So you went and did so much theatre.
Yeah, I left school early, so I didn't actually do my A-levels. So, and yeah, I got a role in the West End, and I kind of decided at the time that I wasn't giving my all to school and I wanted to give my all to acting, really. And so I left school early and I worked in the theatre, and that's how I kind of began my journey through acting, I guess.
Well, I'm sure all the stories will come out about where you filmed and what you've done, but let's start with the travel secrets. What is the number one destination that you think everyone should go to once in their lifetime?
I would probably say Rome, just because I recently actually lived there for 4 months or so, filming a film called William Tell. And to experience that city, I think that it has everything all in one place. You know, the food is incredible, the music scene, the wine, the art. I mean, going on a Caravaggio tour from, you know, church to church is like one of those really beautiful things that you can do. And it's, you know, that's like a free experience to be able to go from one church to the other to see his works of art. I remember I saw like a Bernini exhibition there, and I was like blown away. And to be able to kind of like walk through that city, or, you know, I cycled a lot through the city, is so exciting. And then nearby you have like incredible beaches that have, you know, these kind of wine bars and kiosks on the beach that I just enjoyed so much.
And actually just walking around is like a museum, isn't it?
Literally.
It really is. It's amazing.
And also, you know, really, when I was there recently, the thing that I was realizing is there's so much amazing architecture, like old, but there's also new. And to kind of see the contrast of the old and new alongside each other is really quite like spectacular and quite... it's quite an experience.
There's a really lovely new hotel called Portrait. Did you see that when you were there?
I didn't, no.
It's at the top of the Spanish Steps, and it's very small, but it's really fantastic. If you go back, you must stay there. Really
I stayed
lovely.
at the Rhinoceros or Rhinoceros, which is a hotel that actually the Fendi family designed, and it's
wonderful.
really, really incredible.
Lovely.
And I loved staying there. Kind of a lot of stainless steel, really nice rooftop bar.
Yeah, they've got some amazing rooftop bars. The
So
Eden
good.
Hotel has a fantastic rooftop bar.
That one was amazing
Really
as well.
great, yeah.
And then obviously Roscioli is my favorite place to eat.
Oh, where's that?
It was like probably a 10-minute walk from my hotel. I can't remember the exact location, but what I do remember is that it was so funny because we were such a tight-knit cast and we were always going off for dinners together, which was so exciting. But I, in the meantime, was on my phone always waiting for a Roscioli cancellation. And if it was for 2 people, that was great. I could go with like, you know, one of the cast. But if it was for 1, I was going to take it. And I was going to tell everyone that I was like, I cannot do dinner tonight, because I just loved it there so much.
And what food does it have?
I mean, it has all of the kind of like traditional Roman dishes, like, you know, amatriciana, carbonara, but then it has like some amazing like fish dishes. It does like courgette flowers and but it's all like, oh god, it's delicious.
I do love Rome. I haven't been for so long. The first time I went there, I wanted to do Roman holiday. I wanted to be Audrey Hepburn. So I rented a Vespa and a man to take me round, and I literally wrapped my arms around him and I did exactly what she does in Roman holiday. So I went to the place where you put your hand in, then the Trevi Fountain, and it sounds so touristy, but it was so wonderful. Loved it. Absolutely wonderful.
There's also like a cool, like the thing that I was realizing while I was there is there's a cool like underground like natural wine bar scene. So we went to this place called Ciao, Roma, that's run by some really cool guys who get in amazing natural wine, but then they also make sandwiches, and then they also have like a kiosk which is like kind of further away in Rome that does natural wine, and you're basically, it spills out onto the side of the streets throughout summer, and so everyone is just kind of, you know, hanging out on the side of the street drinking like amazing natural wine.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, Rome non fu fatto in un giorno. It wasn't built in a day, but it was very beautiful. Let's go on to the next travel secret. What is your most unexpected travel experience?
I think my most unexpected travel experience was going to New Zealand. It wasn't really on my radar as somewhere to go, and which is crazy really, but I went there to shoot again, and I was mainly in Auckland, and I remember kind of driving from the airport and kind of looking at the scenery around me and being a bit stuck because I couldn't really place it. Like it wasn't in any way, there were parts of it that reminded me of like the British countryside, which is really bizarre. And then the rest of it was incredibly kind of, you know, lush and not anything like that at all. But then Auckland for me was really surprising. Like their brunch culture is really amazing, and I got really stuck into that. But then a very close friend of mine actually happens to have a place on Waiheke Island.
Yes.
Yeah, and her family are from there. So it just meant that on the weekends when I wasn't working, I would basically go across with 2 of my friends and we'd get the ferry there. And it was like paradise. I'd never seen anything like it. And, you know, the shutters just open onto this like glorious beach. It's so amazing. Yeah, have you been before?
I haven't. My husband wants to go and live on Waiheke Island. He either wants to live in Wales or in Waiheke. And I said, well, Wales is too cold and rains all the time, and Waiheke is the other side of the world. I think they're quite similar though.
I know.
But no, everyone I know that goes there, the wine is fantastic.
The wine is amazing. Yeah, we went to an amazing like Italian vineyard there. But it, you know, and also this, like, you know, my friend's dad is a sailor, and apparently like this, we didn't actually get the chance to, we were going to, but apparently sailing around the island is just like really, really exquisite. But I've been kind of, you know, pestering her because I'm like, I really want to go back.
What did you film over there?
It was actually part of the Kate Moss film. So
was it?
Yeah, we shot mainly in the UK, but we did some shooting in New Zealand. So yeah.
When is that coming out?
It will come out, I think, this year. I'm pretty sure this year.
Excellent.
So
I can't wait to see it. How exciting. So what is your most overrated or underrated?
Okay, my most underrated was actually visiting Latvia for filming. I really loved Latvia. It's so alive. It was freezing cold when I was there because it was kind of during the winter months, but you know, there are karaoke bars everywhere, which is so fun because you know, I'd never really been into karaoke. It was so wild, but I'd never really been into it. But that's kind of their night. Well, I hope I'm right in saying this, but it was the nightlife scene that I saw there.
What fun.
And it was so fun, and it got me into karaoke. And then also, like, surpringly, that the sushi there is unreal. Like, I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good. There was this one restaurant, and I think I went there like 4 times in a row, like 4 nights in a row, because I was obsessed with it.
You could think you were in Japan with the karaoke and the sushi.
It was delicious, and there's so much to see, and I didn't actually manage to go, but apparently there are amazing beaches like not so far.
Let's go on to food and drink. Food and drink is so important in our lives, but in the whole life of travel, it's so much part of what we do. What do you like eating? Where do you like eating? Let's just talk about food and drink.
Like, food is so important to me. Like, I think about like food, it's the way that I see any kind of city, really. So I am all about the food, and I think that that's how I really get to know a city, is through the cuisine. I love eating like so many varieties of things. You know, obviously I like Italian food, I love Chinese food, I love Japanese food, I love Mexican food. So I just have like such a taste for it, I guess.
Lovely. And when you filmed The Serpent, did you get into food over there?
Of course,
because,
yeah.
I mean, basically on your doorstep was probably the best.
I know. We were in Bangkok I think I was there for like 18 weeks or something. And yeah, I really got into, I've always loved Thai food. And it was incredible because we had a 24/7 supermarket that was outside our hotel. And I think I went there the first night because I was really jet lagged, and I was like, oh, I'll just eat there. And I remember having like a gai pad kaprao there, which is, you know, like minced chicken with holy basil and chili, and it was a dish that I've always just loved. And I remember thinking, like, I ate it and I was like, this is unreal. Like, I don't understand how I can get something
in a supermarket.
Like, it was incredible. And then actually, subsequently, one of the actors on The Serpent happened to be really, really good friends with someone who had won MasterChef in Thailand, and he actually ended up giving me lessons within the hotel because we had kitchens in the hotel, and so he taught me how to cook certain things, which was great.
Came back as a professional Thai chef.
Not quite.
That's amazing though. What a great skill.
I loved it. And also randomly we cooked, we didn't cook, but we assembled tiramisu, which was something that I was so excited to learn to make, because I hadn't learned how to make it, but he made this amazing tiramisu, and it was unreal.
Incredible. So when you filmed The Serpent, was it mainly in Bangkok, or did you actually go to other places as well?
Yeah, it was mainly in Bangkok. We kind of went to a couple of other places briefly to film, but then I actually went on a trip to Koh Samet with my mum and dad, which is an island that isn't too far away from Bangkok. And we went to this amazing hotel there called Hotel Paradis, it's called.
Oh, wow.
And it was really beautiful and just gorgeous. I mean, I'm watching White Lotus at the moment, so it like had definitely got that kind of
vibe.
Yeah, vibe.
Yeah. It's interesting with White Lotus actually how that has impacted the tourism of where so the first one was in Hawaii, then the last one was in Sicily, and Taormina, where that was filmed, it's impossible to get reservations almost. It's unbelievable what that White Lotus effect has.
Yeah,
so I'm sure
totally.
In Thailand the Four Seasons is going to be packed out.
Yeah, for
hopefully
the next
not
5
your
years.
island though, if you want to go back.
I know, I'd love to go back. Yeah,
but learning Thai food from the MasterChef, I think that sounds very cool.
Yeah, it was
excellent.
It was very, very cool.
What is your top travel tip?
I would say like, you know, kind of exploring a city through food, or, you know, a country through food. So I always kind of look extensively at what restaurants that I want to go to, and I will like plan it out, and I'll have lists. Like, you know, recently I was in Paris, and I went with my mum, and I had this list of like, I think it was like probably like 30 places on this list, and she was like, Ellie, we're going for like 3 days.
We can't get all of those in.
Why have you got this list? So I would say that. And then actually my a friend of mine recently started this app called Trotter, which is kind of like a concierge service, but it also gives you kind of recommendations of where you might want to go in certain cities. And it also has like amazing. A forum to chat with other travelers. So you can rate and review restaurants, or you can like talk to people, and you can like talk to the concierge about, recently when I went to Val Thorens skiing, I contacted the concierge and said, do you have any recommendations? And they come through with a list of what they already
fantastic have. So it's called Trotter.
It's called Trotter, yeah.
I'm going to definitely download
that. It's really cool.
So that helps you get under the skin of the destination and go where the locals go.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds very clever. Really cool. Well done, your friend.
Yeah, she's great. She's
excellent.
Amazing.
I hope she'll do really well. It's very, very good if you get those sort of recommendations. And if you know the person who's involved in it and they're sort of, you can chat to other people and see what their vibe is, so you know what it is.
Totally. It's nice because my friends are on there, so it means that we can all have and they do these kind of monthly meetups at restaurants, so you can you can go and enjoy a restaurant with someone who's also on the Trotter app, so 10 people will go to a restaurant.
Is it a subscription, or is
there
it
is I think it's like a subscription service,
so you get probably a little bit of information, but then if you want the other you have to pay more for it. That sounds fantastic. When we were talking just before we sat down and had our podcast about Tangiers, and I've just come back from the King of Morocco's new place, which is outside Tangiers, which is amazing. But you were saying that Jasper Conran's place, because I didn't get there, unfortunately, but I'm dying to go. Tell us about that.
You honestly have to go. And it's an incredible, incredible hotel that he's created in YSL's old, Saint Laurent's old house, Yves's old house. And it is spectacular. I mean, the design is unreal, and it also is all kind of centered around this incredible pool. I'll show you a picture because it's really breathtaking. And there are rooms within the main house and then rooms in kind of different outhouses. And the food is also just exquisite.
Amazing,
it's so good. And he's also been doing these amazing things of I can't remember what they're called. There is a name for them, but he fills oranges with orange sorbet and bananas with banana kind of sort. It's incredible.
I will definitely have that on my list of places to go to. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And as I said, the King of Morocco's just opened this place outside. But have you been to Marrakesh?
I've never. No, I really want to
go. Because the King has a hotel there called the Royal Mansour too, which is the most beautiful hotel. You have your own private riad. So you go in, you have your own sitting room, then you have a bedroom, then you have your own roof terrace with a pool. And it's really, but also the gardens in Marrakesh were Yves Saint Laurent's gardens, the Jardin Majorel, and they're all blue and white, his colours. Yeah. And the shop there, I know this sounds really ridiculous, but the shop is fantastic because it's got all vintage photographs that he and somebody who worked for him collected. It's definitely you must go to Marrakesh.
I will. And also being surrounded by that history, that's what I felt at Jasper's place. It's incredible, really.
I mean, there are so many wonderful places, and Istanbul is another place. Have you been there?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Where did you stay when you went to Istanbul?
We actually stayed at the Soho House Hotel there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which is really great. Yeah. I loved it, and we went there for Christmas, and it was I absolutely loved Istanbul.
And actually, the peninsula, which is where we're recording this, and you've been to, has just opened on the Bosphorus.
Oh,
so it's right on the Bosphorus, and it has the most amazing view, and they have their own boat. So
oh my God.
Soho House is fantastic, but this is even better.
Sounds amazing.
You must go to Istanbul and stay at the peninsula. So
I would adore.
I asked you to talk about your most poignant travel experience. What is the most poignant travel experience you've ever had?
Can I have two? Is that
Please.
Well, I would say, firstly, I want to say I went actually on safari with African bush camps to Somalisa, which is in Hwangi National Park. And it was the most amazing experience. I mean, being surrounded and being really embedded in nature is just incredible.
It's a wonderful thing to do, isn't it?
Totally. And the early nights and the early mornings and kind of following that rhythm and cycle is really extraordinary. And I think that I had many moments on that trip where I was just kind of looking out at the vastness in front of me and being wow, this is really incredible, and it really helped me to kind of reconnect in a different way and put my phone down, which is, you know, so nice to do.
And actually see what's ahead of you instead of just wanting to have a photograph of it.
Yeah. And then the other poignant memories that I suppose I've had throughout my life is visiting the same fishing village on the northeast coast of Spain called Rosas, and I go there with family and friends almost every year. And you know, I've seen my little brother, he's 2 years younger than me, I've seen him like grow up there, and we've grown up there together. And to spend time with like family and now friends there has just been like, I don't know, it's been really beautiful and so special.
Do you stay in a house or in a hotel?
In a house, yeah.
It's so wonderful
it's
to
so
have somewhere
nice.
you go back to time and time again.
I know.
We go to a hotel every year in August actually, and it's in the south of France. It's called the Colombe d'Or.
Oh my God, it's one of my favourites. Oh wow,
so
I love
beautiful.
It there.
So my husband's been going there since
so
1969,
amazing.
and you know there's that little tiny bar, but that is my favourite bar in the world.
And you're surrounded by like Picassos and stuff. It's unreal.
And the menu has been the same since he's been going since 1969. The prices have changed, but the place is the same. And it's the same people who go every August. So unless somebody dies, you don't get a room. But it is, my son went 3 months old, 1 year, 3 months old. And it's the same friends that we go to every year. And we don't see them from 1 year to the next, but we're always there at the same time.
Yeah.
It's very special, I think, doing that.
It's so special.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you also get to see that place grow as well at the same time and change and evolve. And obviously you're evolving and changing at the same time too. So I think it's really...
Will you go back to your place in Spain even when you're older, do you think, and your family?
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, you know, just this past year I went with a group of friends and, you know, some of them had never been before, and we just had the most special time, like so much fun.
Well, my son is 21 and I really was thinking, at what age is he going to say he doesn't want to come on holiday with us anymore? But there is no sign of that at the moment. He absolutely says, I have booked this time off and I'm coming to the Colombe d'Or. So he's not giving that up lightly.
No, absolutely not.
And talking about safari, we had David Gandy on the podcast and Richard E. Grant, and they both said safari was their favourite thing.
Yeah.
But they were both really funny because they said, you know, you have to sit there with your arms in and you're not allowed to move and everything.
Yeah.
But that at 6 o'clock they lay the table out and then you have drinks and sundowners, and they think, but hang on, we've just been told not to move and not to stop. And then are the lions on, you know, are they sleeping at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
But that getting up very early in the morning and then having drinks late in the evening as the sun goes down is just magnificent, isn't it?
And I'm not even very good at getting up early, but for that it became
I know, it's
really
so easy, isn't it? So finally, I asked you to bring a photograph or photographs that sum up travel. Can you show us the photograph and talk to us about it and just tell us why that sums up travel to you?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so this is a picture from the Maldives.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, and we were on a sandbar and I'd just come off set of filming something called Willow. And on set, we kind of had this running joke, you know, like maybe we should, because it was, you know, quite a long job and it was tough for different reasons, but so amazing. And we had this running joke, like, you know, let's leave Wales after this and go to the Maldives. And slowly but surely this running joke kind of became more real and more of reality. And suddenly we were on a plane to the Maldives. And
where did you go?
A hotel called the Patina in the Maldives. And it was just a really beautiful place. It's kind of, well, at the time it was brand new and they have kind of all different artists come in, and at the time there was this amazing pavilion that kind of had almost like neon lights running through it that changed throughout the evening, and it was really an incredible, and they have exhibitions come through.
And did you go with other members of the cast of Willow?
Yes, I did, yeah.
How fun. So that
so good.
That chat became a real reality.
It became a reality. And then my brother came with me as well, which was so
fantastic.
nice. So for us to see that together, I think was like, honestly, a trip.
Well, it's a beautiful photograph. And what's your other photo?
My other photo is, I was talking about that fishing village, Rosas, and right by that fishing village is a town called, which is an artist town called Cadaqués. which is so beautiful.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So beautiful.
And we always go by boat because it's kind of easier to get there by boat. And it's right next to where Dali lived and had his house. So you can go and visit Dali's house, which is, of course, an incredible experience. But not only that, obviously, El Bulli was like right around the bay from Kadike. So all of the ex-El Bulli chefs kind of split off and made their own restaurants that were either in Rossaz or in Kadike. And we just go to some of the most amazing restaurants in Kadike. There's this place called Compartir that is just like unreal. It's so good.
How wonderful. Well, that's going on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Waiheke Island and that's absolutely brilliant. So before I let you go, what's next for Ellie Bamber and where are you going next?
Where am I going next? Well, I really, really want to go back to Tokyo because I was there for like, I think 48 hours for work or something. And I was meant to stay for longer, but unfortunately I got called back. And I'd really like to go, and I'm going to go with my friend and really experience Tokyo because I'd really, really love to go there and see that. And then also Burma. I'd really like to go to Burma and, you know, experience the food there because, you know, of course there are restaurants in London that have Burmese food, but I'd really like to actually go and explore
there.
Food properly.
And what are you doing work-wise? I know you've got about 4 films coming out, but what are you doing next? And what's coming out?
I've got so at the moment William Tell is out, which comes out. It's out in the UK already, but it comes out in America next month, and it's a medieval action film about the legend of William Tell, who shot the apple from his son's head, and that kind of sparked a war between Austria and Switzerland. So, it's a kind of big historical epic, and then after that, I have this film, Words of War with Maxine Peake, which is about Anna Politkovskaya, who was a Russian journalist. It's an incredible story. She won a Nobel Peace Prize and was just an incredible woman. So it kind of tracks her journey.
Fantastic. And then you have Kate Moss coming out. And where are you actually going filming next? Do you know where you're going filming or not?
I don't know where I'm going filming. I think I might be going to Budapest.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got some time between all of this, promoting tours and filming, the world is your oyster. So please let me know where you want to go and where I can send you.
I will. Thank
Ellie,
you so much.
Ellie, it's been such a joy and delight.
It's been so nice to chat. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your travel secrets.
Thank you so much.